moving ahead, let me introduce to our chairperson of today, Mr. Ankit Jhamb, Chief Learning Officer at Grand Thornton Bharat LLP.
Thank you so
Mr.
much. This is definitely not me. I definitely have more gray hair today. This is approximately 2015. I definitely need to get a photo shoot. I will correct this. But yeah, it's the same person aging and hopefully becoming more wiser. Am I using this or am I using this? This is okay? Last rows, it's okay? Okay, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Every time I start a conference on behalf of a friend such as Suresh is somewhere, I see some intellectual people looking at me with profound wisdom and seriousness on their faces. And I feel a lot of pressure. I have no profound wisdom to offer you. So, just sit back, relax, laugh on my jokes if you feel like. But yeah, there is no pressure to be serious. Indian conferences somehow are extremely uptight and serious, and we are trying our best to look most intellectual selves. I'm a little otherwise. Suresh told me that, Ankit, can you do the opening address? And I happily agreed. Suresh and I have known each other for a while now. We're futuristically planning to work also. Any opportunity where basically you can talk to L&D folks and HR folks is an excellent opportunity, but at the same point of time, it's very scary. It's an excellent opportunity that I won't explain. The scary part I can explain. It's scary because all L&D professionals, they know that we know. And which is why it's very scary. It's like, inko kya bataएं? So we're a community, we grew up with the love of our own sound. And anyone else other than us, we just don't appreciate sometimes. So which is why that's very scary. But I get asked this question very often because I've had a interesting career stint, 17 years only in space of L&D, performance consulting, capability development. I sold L&D, we created L&D process, we did L&D audit, and now I run the entire learning function, culture, campus for consulting organization by the name of Grand Thornton. Some of you would know this. So this question comes to me that, how is L&D evolving? And for the last 2-3 years, this question has come to me like a botheration in various forms, highly intellectual forms, that what do you envision the future of L&D? You say, baapre. Okay. Some mild intellectual forms ki chal kya raha hai? Then there is a completely third degree or a grade of a question. Kuch samajh mein nahi aa raha hai. So I've seen sections of society, L&D community getting segregated into these 3 buckets. And I'll try and share only 3 things. But before that, yesterday when I was thinking about what to say, what not to say, I was watching Lakshay. And you remember Lakshay? How many people haven't seen Lakshay ever? You haven't seen Lakshay was a movie many years back, Farhan Akhtar, Hrithik Roshan. Okay, yeah, you haven't seen. You must see, it's a good movie. I don't remember the name of the character. Does anybody remember the name of the character? Some Shergill. Arjun Shergill, or do you guys remember? What was Hrithik Roshan's character called in Lakshay? Don't Google. Don't chat GPT also. Okay, let's assume Mr. Shergill. So this gentleman, why does it say 6 minutes? I've barely spoken. See, the L&D guy in me already is looking at the timer. So I was looking at Hrithik Roshan, I said, yehi hal hai hamara. There's an identity crisis which is going on. We came from a cocoon where we thought that our life is only delivering workshops. You walk out, you're the god of humanity. People worship you. They look at you and say, isko sab aata hai, ye zindagi badlega. And then suddenly COVID came, LMS came, LXP came, AI came, Degreed came, too many things came at one point of time. And all L&D professionals were thinking of, ye humse na ho payega. So everything which we knew was suddenly going for a toss. And I see all L&D professionals going through an identity crisis of sorts, where they don't know who they are. So here are the options. Some of us, we feel that we are excellent trainers, but we are of no use. Because our lives initially were 15 days of training a month, right now it's 1 day, okay, maybe in pockets. So I don't know what to do. Some of us are being told that, listen, you're a tech guy, okay, and invariably, as a pattern, I have seen that all L&D professionals hate 2 things: Excel sheets and technology. I don't know हमारा कुछ पिछले जन्म का बैर है. We've never dealt with numbers very well. So here are you being asked that, okay, we need to see tech. So you need to see tech deployment. You need to see a lot of things around tech. There's a third challenge also. There is suddenly a lot of money flowing into L&D. For the past so many years, L&D was the most ignored, left out baby. जब पैसा बच जाए तो L&D को दे देना, वो जाके offsites कर देंगे. So we've come to a point where we are talking skilling, we are talking upskilling, we are talking reskilling and other glamorous words. But we've also come to a point where a CEO is ready to invest. He said, मैं देता हूँ पैसा. But he's also asking a question, करोगे क्या? And here is a trainer thinking, मैं trainings करवाऊँगा. And that's where the problem is. And that's the identity crisis of Hrithik Roshan in Lakshay. At some point of time, COVID came in form of Preeti Zinta and told Hrithik Roshan, देखो तुम्हारी जिंदगी में लक्ष्य नहीं है. And then Hrithik Roshan is trying to find out Lakshya in his life. So here are three challenges which I'm going to place in front of you. I don't say that I'm like a monk who knows everything. No, but I'm also facing these three challenges every single day. My first challenge is that our competition as L&D practitioners is actually with Netflix. In a hybrid world where an individual has a choice to listen to you, look at you, but also binge watch Game of Thrones or Dahar or whatever's running these days, हमको पता ही नहीं है कि उसकी जिंदगी में चल क्या रहा है. Okay? So there is a discretionary element which is interfered that at any point of a time, the person or the user can disengage and do something else, be somewhere else, see something else. Our challenge in the same space is also with reels and gigs and laughs, you know, those 7 seconds videos, because they're killing the attention span. So you want people to pursue a 2-hour course at a stretch. In a week, they won't do it. Why? Because 2 hours a day, they are busy twiddling their thumbs looking at Insta Reels. And it's a significant challenge. Capturing attention spans, just like the Netflix would say, is their vision. I think that's our challenge. Capturing attention spans of people. So anybody who asks me that, you know, LinkedIn is competing with Coursera, Coursera is competing with Udemy, Udemy is competing with, I say, no, all of you are competing with Netflix. You can add a Hotstar or Amazon Prime whatsoever, but you're competing with OTT, you're competing with Reels, because they are competing not against each other, they are competing for attention spans, memory recalls. So that's our first challenge, okay? And live with the challenges. For solutions, I charge. So if you want solutions, you can hire me as a consultant. I'll be happy to lay down a plan, but live with the challenges. Challenges come for free. First challenge. The second challenge is your job's also like a startup founder. And this has been my most personal, sweetest, hard-won battle. Why is it like a startup founder? Because you will find yourself sitting at a CXO table very soon, if you're at a CLO level, making a case that why a CEO should give you $1.5 crore or 2 crore or 3 crore in a year in an enterprise learning solution license for the next 3 years. Now, if you think like a training guy and a training delivery person, then you have a problem because it does not have the element of finances, projections, and measures of success. So I tell people that if you were to start up and if you were to build a case and pitch in front of a Shark Tank, think like that. And the moment I started to think like that, my world changed. The moment I say that, boss, ये ऐसा नहीं है कि पैसा घर में पड़ा है मुझे जाके सिर्फ मांगना है. I have to pitch, I have to sell L&D solutions, I have to show, connect the dots for people, I have to show that there is a visibility of impact which will be created on people's life. Not all the time quantify and statistically make it, but at least explain to people कि ये क्यों करना है. And that's the most important battle you will find of making business cases, pitches in front of CXOs. It could be a CHRO, it could be a CFO, it could also be a CEO. And that happened with me when I picked up this job. My CEO asked me, so what? He only asks one question and then you're like, okay, gai naukri. So he asked this question, Ankit, so what? So investment is fine. Don't talk to me about 3 CR, 4 CR. You tell me, so what? And that's where you start thinking that, boss, if I was a startup, a 25-year-old guy, I wouldn't have given this answer. I would have given a different answer. I would have done my projections. I would have done my forecasting. I would have created a revenue model, a value proposition. That's what we need to do with our L&D functions, which requires us to keep the hat of a trainer aside. If we don't do it, then we still think about, you know, in a calendar year, we'll do 5 programs, we'll outsource these 5 programs. That's your limited playground. So first challenge, you compete with Netflix. Welcome to that world. The second challenge, you are operating your functions like a startup, and the better thing like founders, people who have to sit in front of investors and talk money and justify money with them. The third one, which is very personal to all of us, is our own identity crisis. Some of the L&D professionals I have met, I have coached, I have had the opportunity of working, their identities are also going through a crisis. They say, "हम हैं कौन?" They say, "What am I doing?" क्या मेरी सारी ज़िंदगी रिमाइंडर्स और मैंडेटरी ईमेल्स मार्क करते हुए निकल जाएगी? ये एक पेरेनियल क्वेश्चन है. क्या मैं सिर्फ LMS देखते मर जाऊंगा? I thought I had come to L&D for an impact. You know, everyone who joined L&D at some point of time, you joined because you were passionate, okay? Which basically meant you loved attention. Let's address the elephant in the room, okay? आपको अच्छा लगता था ऐसे खड़े होके बोलना, चार लोग सुने, फिर ताली बजाएं, ठीक है? अब तो वो हो नहीं रहा है. So अब आप सोच रहे हो करना क्या है? ये तो समस्या है. So every L&D professional is trying to dabble with tech. They're trying to understand that, okay, content यार वो तो ChatGPT बना देगा, programs वो तो Coursera दे देगा, and then somebody tells you, listen, you have to design learning architecture. You say, वो क्या होता है? And then somebody tells you that, no, listen, world has moved to LMS and LXP, and then you're thinking, LMS तो यहाँ चला नहीं. Ab LXP. So every 3 years, an L&D professional is going through this identity crisis. So I tell people that, listen, when you don't know too much about things, it's better to play safe, which is why I have a very simple rule. Things which I don't know much about, I first educate myself on them, and I've become a tech enthusiast because of that. And then I look at the maturity curve of the organization. Now, I can buy Alexa, but I don't know what to do with Alexa. And you know, when you buy Alexa and you don't know what to do with Alexa, you do what? आप weather पूछ लेते हो. If you're a North Indian, 4-5 गाली दे देते हो, फिर उससे expect करते हो कि she responds back in the same passionate fashion also. Or at the max, you'll ask for, can you play Badshah, Jugni? And that's it. So you don't know what Alexa is. Don't make that mistake. Don't buy expensive, glamorous platforms and you don't know what to do with them. So if you don't know what to do, be very clear with the do's, the don'ts. So what I've done in my career is that it's all right. I mean, in people service, people will ask for the moon. They'll say that, give us that, give us this. You know, the L&D engine needs to be AI enabled. Then you look at penetration levels, then you look at implementation challenges, then you look at that, you know, a CRM software took about 3 years for get to a point where people barely were using it. It makes no sense to invest 4 crore in something. So at every point of a time, an L&D professional will also have to look at his, her job from a tech point of view, finance point of view, business point of view. Everything else, if you see, is available. Content is available, solutions are available, LDPs are available, assessment centers are available. Everything tech has solved for you. You just need to be able to push the organization to a level that now they can digest it. Okay? I said 3 things, time's up. I'm going to take a pause. And see if there are thoughts, questions, even if there are disagreements, I'll take them happily. And they've given me more time.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
You guys are still very serious, not smiling. Some people are.
We're just trying to digest.
Digest, okay.
I believe it's a very crystal clear session for everyone.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great conference. I'll be around for a chit chat and all the best.
Thank you so much. Requesting you, sir, to please be on stage for felicitation. Now I would like to call upon stage Mr. Suresh Kumar, CEO of TestRack, to please come on stage and felicitate our chairperson today.